Okay, while I get Aishwarya, let me go across to Alisha. Alisha, okay, Aishwarya's back. Aishwarya's on the phone line. Aishwarya, I think he's just put us on hold. Aishwarya, can you hear me? Aishwarya, are you there? He's saying that NCP could be opting to move out of the Mahavikas Aghadi alliance. And NCP, I repeat, NCP, whose leadership is in a huddle right now. That meeting has been on for quite some time with senior leaders, senior ministers inside. Alisha, is there a possibility? Is there a serious possibility? Aishwarya says they're going to opt out. Aishwarya says they're going to opt out of the Mahavikas Aghadi alliance. Alisha.
Well, in Niranjan, it's highly possible because even if we heard the statement that was from Jayant Patil on Chhagan Bhujbal, and specifically Chhagan Bhujbal had clearly stated that we are ready to sit in the opposition. This is something not new for us. We are just waiting for those MLA who are in Guwahati. They should come back to Mumbai. If they have any problem, they can speak to the leaders and solve the problem. But if that not happen, it's completely fine if we sit in the opposition. So that was a statement that came in from Chhagan Bhujbal, and now what we are getting to know from our sources that the meeting that has been ongoing where Sharad Pawar, Ajit Pawar and all the senior leaders and ministers who are present in the meeting is clearly been opting out of.
Alisha, be with me. Alisha, be with me. Aishwarya is on the phone line. Aishwarya, can you hear me? Aishwarya, can you hear me?
Absolutely, Niranjan.
Are they going to opt out?
Breaking news coming in, Niranjan. Niranjan, breaking news coming in that NCP is going to pull out. That's what we have been told by our sources, Niranjan. That NCP could very well pull out. NCP is thinking to pull out of MVA, the meeting which is happening right now, because NCP needs to keep its own house in order. That's exactly what you and me were discussing 10 minutes prior, Niranjan. That's the breaking news which is coming in right now. And a desperate Sanjay Raut is tweeting saying that the doors of our house are open, but it's too late because what we are being told very clearly that all is not well even within the NCP. And as I said, let's not forget Ajit Pawar and 22 MLAs of the NCP coming out right prior and supporting BJP. So that is something which Sharad Pawar is also keeping in mind, and we are being clearly told that now only a dozen MLAs remain with Uddhav Thackeray. Now we are being told that NCP is looking for an imminent pull-out out of the MVA. That's what we are being told by our sources. That's the big breaking news, Niranjan, which we are getting. And this is only and only to keep
Okay, Aishwarya, breaking the information that the NCP could be pulling out of the MVA as early as today. That's a big breaking news update. We'll wait for the official word to come in. In fact, that's a possibility. Also, given the tone of what the Shiv Sena has just said, or at least the Uddhav Thackeray faction of the Shiv Sena, Sanjay Raut has tweeted saying the doors are open and that discussions are possible, and that there should be discussions than desperate measures being taken, saying that there is a respectable way. The tone has changed so dramatically in the last few days. And Aishwarya is back with me. Aishwarya seems like a desperate tweet from Sanjay Raut, calling for talks with these MLAs when he knows there is no way out from here.
Top leader, because Niranjan, we are being told by a top leader of the NCP on the point that we are not going to name him. He has said that the NCP has decided on sources. We are saying that NCP has decided. NCP is literally miffed of whatever is happening in the Shiv Sena. That is between Uddhav Thackeray and Sanjay Raut. Uddhav Thackeray says one thing, Sanjay Raut says one thing, and this is something which NCP is not ready to accept. Till yesterday, NCP was ready to back Uddhav Thackeray till the end, but we are being told right prior to this meeting, Uddhav Thackeray, beg your pardon, Ajit Pawar and Sharad Pawar both are of the same page that they need to keep their house in order first. They do not want a similar situation as there was in Shiv Sena, even a bit to happen within the NCP, and for that, the NCP is not going to take any risk. The NCP, we are being told by our sources that NCP could very much pull out of the MVA, the Mahavikas Aghadi. It can literally quit, and that's why you see a desperate tweet coming out. Desperate tweet, because if sources are to be believed, Sanjay Raut tried to call Ajit Pawar, Sanjay Raut tried to call Sharad Pawar, he was not entertained. That's what we are being told, that his calls were not taken. And this has all happened in the last 90 minutes. In the last 90 minutes, the NCP is seriously thinking to pull out. What finally happens is what Sharad Pawar wants. But what we are being told to understand, that Sharad Pawar understands, to keep NCP together, he has to accommodate Ajit Pawar and then the other faction within the NCP also. He cannot have a Shiv Sena kind of a situation within the NCP under any circumstance. Hence, whatever is the final decision will be taken in this meeting, and after that, they will officially announce it, whether they are a part of it or they are not anymore. What we are being told by our sources, it's a serious thought. Till now, they were clearly, openly backing Uddhav Thackeray and Sanjay Raut. But now, it's a serious thought. After the decisions which have been made by Uddhav Thackeray and Sanjay Raut in the last 24 hours, NCP is rethinking. Niranjan, over to you.
Getting in some more breaking news.
Can be the very big day, even because we know that BJP has been also making a continuous strategy. If we show the visuals here, you can see there are MLAs and the leaders that has been continuously coming inside the Devendra Fadnavis resident in Malabar Hill. That is a Sagar bungalow where Devendra Fadnavis stays. So there are more and more MLAs, the leaders that has been coming, and another meeting, the series of meetings that has been ongoing. There is a series of meetings that we are looking for, but the important meeting will be coming in from the NCP where you are right now, where you are reporting from, because that's a YB center where Sharad Pawar, who is the NCP chief, and some of the other way now, NCP has been trying to, pull out of the MVA government.
Alisha, there have been several statements being that have been made by the NCP leadership. In a few minutes from now, we're also expecting them to address the news conference here. So when that meeting ends, I think you'll get the clearest idea of which way this government is going. Before I go across and get you some of the reactions we've been getting in, let me quickly get in a word from Priyanka as well. Priyanka has also been reporting. She was tracking the meeting of the Shiv Sena leaders, rather the Uddhav camp of the Shiv Sena, which has very few leaders, by the way, left. We were told that only 13 leaders turned up. Is that correct? Priyanka, did only 13 MLAs turn up at that meeting earlier today?
That's right, yeah. Yeah. That's right, Niranjan. We had seen how the entire loyalist camp had been thinning down, and we had seen since yesterday itself how earlier, when the first time that the rebel camp had been taken off the Shiv Sena with Eknath Shinde to Surat, we had seen that the head count of Shiv Sena loyalists, in fact, had been carried out by Uddhav Thackeray, and in that there were 19 MLAs. Now, we are now seeing that now the number has gone down to 13, and at least 13 MLAs were present inside of the Varsha bungalow where the press conference was carried out, where the MLAs, in fact, were paraded out, and the MLAs were making statements how they had been kept against their wills, how they had been kidnapped as well. But now, of course, as Alisha was also pointing out, of course, the clear picture will be out once we get some updates as to how these meetings are also proceeding, both of the Congress and of the NCP as well. And in the meantime, we are also getting some information about how there are more and more MLAs that are making their way towards Guwahati, and Ravindra Phatak being the most important name right now. We are also learning from our sources that they had been present at the Surat airport. Another flight has also been booked for Ravindra Phatak to be flown to Guwahati as well. And we had seen how since yesterday night, there are more and more MLAs. There are at least 6 of them that had been moved in the night, and more 3 in the wee hours of morning today. And now we also see Ravindra Phatak, who of course had been a very important name when it comes to the acting as a middleman between Uddhav Thackeray and Eknath Shinde, since he had also been sent along with the other leaders to Surat so that he could speak to Eknath Shinde as well. Narvekar had been with him, and Narvekar had been also coordinating between Eknath Shinde and Uddhav Thackeray. In fact, he had made Eknath Shinde speak to Uddhav Thackeray on the phone call as well. We were reporting from outside that Surat hotel, where we had seen that Ravindra Phatak and Narvekar had been also made to stand there, wait there for 1 hour before they were allowed inside to have a meeting of 15 to 20 minutes with Eknath Shinde. But now we see Ravindra Phatak going towards Eknath Shinde, and also more and more MLAs also pledging their support for Eknath Shinde, saying that Uddhav Thackeray does not follow the ideology of Bala Sahib Thackeray and Hindutva anymore.
I think,
and this is something that was
going by
Eknath Shinde in the letter as well, Niranjan.
Yeah. I think in the next 45 minutes to 1 hour, you should have a clear idea of where the Maha Vikas Aghadi alliance is going.